To order, roll call.
Counselor Lehman?
Here.
Counselor Matthew?
Here.
Counselor Larson?
Here.
Counselor Keekley?
Here.
Mayor Swanson?
Here. Before we get to the proposed budget, we have our engineer here, so we'll go over some items.
Items A, B, and C.
Items A, B, and C on your agenda. So,
Under new business item A, we put bids on the demolition of the Mesabi Manor at 11 o'clock this morning. We received 10 bids. The bid tabulation, I think you all have in front of you. The low bidder was Joel and Sop Excavating at $78,000. You can see the range of bids went all the way up to $178,000.
right.
We talked to Joe Sop, he stuck around after the bid opening, and he's ready to go, wants to get started as soon as he can here. So our recommendation, if you award the contract, to award it to Joe and Sop Excavating for the $78,000.
I'll make a motion that we award the bid of $78,000 to Joel and Sop for demolition of the nursing home.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. All right. Okay, we haven't received the invoice
Yep, item B, JPJ Engineering, invoice number 4.
Yes.
We have that.
for $11,529.69. This is for the Whiteside Avenue project. Any questions?
Other than the wear on the asphalt, that's pretty much complete.
No, we'll do it till next year.
Right.
Yeah.
But other than the wear, it's...
Yeah, the work was, they wanted to put the wear and the base down the same day, and it was middle of October, it was a little cool, and we said hold off, so we had them kind of mound up or put some bituminous around a couple manholes for snow plowing, and Trent, he'll get used to it. To get through it, but yeah, pretty much that was the last piece, was the wear course, which we'll get next year.
Have a motion to pay this?
I'll make a motion that we pay on the invoice number 4, the Whiteside Avenue project, in the sum of $11,529.69. Support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. And we don't have the fee request from Tony's Construction yet. He hasn't signed off on that.
No.
So we'll hold that till next time. Anything else for us, John?
I mean, we got noticed on the CDBG, so I think at your next council meeting, we'll have to pass a resolution for the CDBG project, so we can talk about that next meeting, so.
All right.
Okay.
All right, thanks, John.
Thank you, John.
All right. We'll now go back to our budget meeting for 2016 proposed budget. We're going to start with the street department tonight.
The only real big change is we added $3,500 to the street maintenance materials, and that's for dust control, which we did this year, but we just didn't budget for it, and so now we're just looking for it. Otherwise, that's basically the biggest thing. Then there's just some cuts here and there to...
Is that dust control supposed to be good for a couple, 3 years, Trent? Or is it year by year?
Some is just year by year.
Oh, okay.
But you can get away with it, but over time it goes away. If you keep doing it every year, the longer it lasts and the better.
All right.
So the more you do it, the better it is. And then more years you do it, the less you have to use. So it should get cheaper and cheaper, hopefully, over the years.
And it helps to stabilize, so you don't have to grade as much.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. I guess we were all aware that the healthcare was going to take a big jump next year.
Yeah, that's the majority of the
Increase that
The
we see in
increase
this budget.
is the healthcare. One, because our premiums went up, and two, we have another employee who wasn't on our healthcare plan previously, who is going on our healthcare plan beginning of 2017.
But that doesn't show on the street department budget
Yes.
for street department.
Yep. Dan Slaker?
Huh? Oh, Dan is, that's right. I forgot that he was going to be going on for
Yes.
next year, so that adds to it, yeah. We've really been fortunate that he was insured through military in the past, but, yeah. Okay. Well, I think that looks good.
Yeah, it's,
Any
gotta have
questions?
it.
I guess we're good.
Perfect.
Thanks, Fred. All right. Take a look at snow and ice control.
Snow and ice budget, slightly decreased a little bit. Just looking at gas prices have gone down and what we've done over the last few years, but it's all weather dependent. You know, if we have a really snowy winter, then it might go up, but then the street budget would then go down for gas and oil, so it kind of balances each other out. So that one's at $33,241.
Okay. All right, Public Works buildings.
Nothing really changed here except
You brought it down just a
for just,
little bit.
yes. I mean, as you can see, for 2016, right now, we've only spent $5,400 and we've got 3 months left to go. So we brought it down a little bit to $10,630. Any questions on that one?
That looks good. Thank you, Diane. All right, the cemetery.
Cemetery budget is at $4,715.
Also decreased from last year?
Decreased, yeah, repairs and maintenance, we brought that down to $1,000 from $1,500.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's pretty much the same.
I see some of these, the amount that's been spent with 3 months left, there's only half about the budget, so that's always a good sign.
It is. The unallocated expenditures, that is decreasing about $13,000 due to, we have a retiree who is switching over to Medicare from our Blue Cross Blue Shield plan, so that will save the city about
very nice.
$13,000.
Very nice.
So that budget is at $26,958.
That looks good. Like to see the reductions.
Definitely.
Looking good all the time.
Yeah. Retirement pension.
And that's the $4,000 that we have to put over into the post-retirement benefits for the union contract.
Right. And the TIF bonds, series 1997A.
The TIF bonds, yeah, that's, our payment is $10,000 a year. At the end of this year, the balance will be $70,000. The debt will be satisfied in 2021.
What's the other one at?
The other one is at,
Oh, I'm sorry.
it's the next page. That's okay. The Fund 307 Wanless bond is at $50,000 at the end of this year.
Okay.
So it will be paid off in 2018.
2018.
Yeah, and that one we make $25,000 payment, so.
And with both of these TIFs, we've seen a decrease coming for next year too.
Yes. Yep, and then
Street department.
our street department capital, every year we try to budget $15,000 to put into it. We currently have $92,000 in it, so by adding another 15 next year, we'll have $107,000 set aside for street equipment.
Very good. Good job. Thank you, Diana. That was really good. Any questions from anybody? No? We'll move on to our regular meeting. Reports from department heads, Public Works.
Well, I've been talking about it every meeting basically, but we are finally done with installing our VFDs for our water tower. And so they're all operational, working good, so helps, and we're actually able to lower the energy that's being used in order to run these pumps. So it's got some savings. I haven't worked out the math, but it'll be saving a little bit in utilities, electric, basically out there. And then something we've been doing recently, we're starting to change all the light bulbs and all the Christmas decorations, because it's getting close to that time, and probably be hanging them up somewhere around during deer season before Thanksgiving. Definitely not Saturday. It'll probably be the best weather though.
All right.
That's what I got for you today.
Okay. All the winter equipment's ready to go?
We're finishing up on stuff, but yeah, it's pretty darn close to being ready. Hopefully it doesn't snow all winter, but
I take it the sanding truck's all ready to go and all the new?
no, it's still a Northland tractor there.
Oh, okay.
Getting everything transferred over.
Okay.
Okay. All right, thank you,
Thanks,
John.
Brent.
Fire and ambulance. Hi, Josh.
Hello. I figured I didn't ask for any money last meeting, so I'll make up for it tonight.
Oh, no.
We see that.
Yes.
We're getting our new gear and SCBA's implemented. We'll be doing our in-service on them. However, with that, which we knew was coming, it wasn't a surprise, I guess, to us. Our cascade system now that we have for filling SCBA bottles will need to be updated, upgraded. And then that also brought out the fact that we're not really in compliance with the way we fill our bottles right now. So to get we would have to go from 2 4,500 pound bottles to 4 6,000 pound bottles, because we're running high pressure packs now. And then a containment system we can use, our old compressor that we have. I was able to get my hands on 4 used cylinders, so those are about half price. Containments, they don't sell them used, they don't have a turnaround on them, so you end up having to go new with them. We're going with the bare minimum, 1 bottle at a time, containment. So that with the cylinders and installation, we're looking at just a little over $9,000. So I know we did squirrel some money away over the years that we're gonna use for, if we had to buy SCBA as well. I think we could use that money now to make sure we're compliant, and that way, nobody will have to worry about a bottle blowing up on them when they're filling it, so.
Sure.
And if I can get a motion to go ahead with that and spend that on the flip side, that should help us when I resubmit my our two FEMA grants. So that'll drop our savings down that much and could help us on that end of it.
So is this money gonna come out of the capital account? I'll make a motion, we allow them to spend the $9,613.78 for the
And I'm gonna, for the Cascade.
Cascade.
Support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. 1 abstention.
And I will, when I call and tell them that we're gonna go ahead, I'll make sure that I see they got tax on there, so like I said, that should drop that $618, it should drop it, so. Other than that, fire calls have been picking up, it's that time of year. Carbon monoxide detectors, chimneys and that kind of stuff, so we're ready there. We did have to send our engine 2 over to Northland Tractor, it just wasn't running. We weren't able to get started or keep it running, so they put a little bit of work into it and might not get that. One of those things, I had to have it, so we gotta have 2 engines ready, so it's up and running, truck's up and running now, so we should be sitting in good shape for the winter.
Good.
Sounds good.
I'll be submitting AFG grants mid-month, so I'm putting in for 2 of them this year, so
Okay.
fingers crossed.
How's it going on the turnout gear? Is that?
Turnout gear, all we're waiting on is for coats and pants, everything else we got. So I'll be doing a master inventory with the company, and then we'll be submitting to FEMA and getting some money brought back in, so we can pay the invoices. So Dan will be sick of me in a couple weeks here because we'll have a lot of them to do, so.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Josh.
Is that it?
Thank you. That's all I got.
All right, thank you, Josh.
Thanks.
All right, we've got engineer, attorney.
Nothing specific.
All right, long-range planning and zoning.
Yeah, that's a special meeting on November 9th at 4 PM. It's a variance hearing.
Recreation board. Library board, I think you've got the minutes in your packets. They also just had a fall bazaar and chili cook-off and their Halloween party over there, and everything's been well attended. They did really well with both events, so. Beta, end of the month. Sheriff, something for us? You've got the,
Yep, I've got the regular monthly report. Total police calls for October was 69. 32 of those were handled by me. Nothing really in there of much to note. And then today I did talk to Dan Wild about getting a announcement in the next newsletter about calendar parking. Try to keep vehicles moving every day, make snow removal easier for Trent and those guys.
sure.
We've had some issues with some commercial vehicles parked on city streets lately.
Right,
I posted, I believe, the last of the notices today, so all the commercial vehicle drivers around here that have been parked in violation should have been notified now,
okay.
unless there's any I'm missing. Hopefully by the end of the week, the problem is solved.
So you've given them notices, warnings up to this point?
Yep.
And so after this week, it'll be ticketed if,
Yep, and mostly what's been going on is I don't know what house all these people are living in, so I haven't been able to talk to, I think I've talked to 2 drivers only. Other than that, it's just been ordinance notices left on the trucks, along with my business card. I haven't been contacted by any of the other people yet, so
can
hopefully.
you look up from the license plates?
They're all registered, the companies.
Yeah, corporations.
Yep. So being registered as commercial vehicles, they're registered to a company address, which
Right.
doesn't help me much to figure out who's driving them.
It wouldn't help to get a hold of the company and say, hey, this particular
Who's the
vehicle is
operator?
illegally parked in our community?
I could, and if it comes down to ticketing, the company will have to be notified that, because
Who's responsible ultimately? Is it the driver?
ultimately, it's the owner of the vehicle,
Yeah,
which would be the company.
right.
So there are a few who I do know who the drivers are, so I can take care of that way. But others don't knowing the driver, it comes down to the responsibility of the company. So things that aren't moved, by the time I come back next week, I will find the company and let them know, they're gonna be ticketed if their drivers don't move them immediately. I'm hoping also with the calendar of parking now in effect, the commercial vehicles will not be in town anymore, being the fact they take up more room for snow removal anyways.
Yeah.
Notifying the corporation or company, that's kind of a last ditch deal.
Yep.
You don't want to really
I don't wanna,
hurt somebody's job.
exactly.
No.
Yeah.
Which is why I've been trying to put notices, and then it's been raining for the last 2 weeks, so I haven't left any paper sitting on windshields. Just because by the time they would get it, they wouldn't be able to read it anyways.
It just made it all the worse with the one on Pennsylvania that's parking on the boulevard like that.
I haven't seen him for a while though, there.
He has found another parking spot. He's also been in contact with me a few times. He's not happy about the ordinance, and I keep telling him, well, the only thing you can do about that is attend a council meeting.
I don't know what town you would go to and find commercial vehicles parked on residential streets.
Especially an oil truck.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
That's not gonna happen.
no.
No,
So he's found alternative methods of parking.
good.
I think right now there's still temporary solutions. I'm hoping he can find something more permanent, but he knows he's not to be parking there anymore.
Right.
Then the only other thing I've got for you is update on the squad mileage. Just today I hit 108,000 miles on the squad, so just a note on that. But that is all I have for you.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you, Marino.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Clerk's report.
Just, we've gotten 4 applications for the clerk position. Most of them, I got one today and most of them came in on Friday, so I would like to start setting up interviews. Out of the 4, 3 of them do have the required bachelor's degree that we're looking for. But we can also keep it open for another week and see if we can get more applicants if you want to do that.
When does that close now?
Tomorrow.
And with the mail service the way it is, like she said, it could be that some of them will drift in after too. So, do you want to wait a week to start interviewing? Should we start scheduling for a week from today or?
Well, I'd like to start scheduling the ones that we
That
do
we
have.
have.
But if we want to, I mean, we can keep it posted for another week on the league site and Minnesota Works site and our website.
Okay. I don't want to get too far
Extend it.
apart
No.
between interviewing
No.
candidates, so we kind
No.
of stay fresh on what we,
But just, I mean, even if we call the ones now, just set it up, they probably will be next week before they get set up anyway, so.
And we could have the applications end next Tuesday.
right? That sounds good.
Good work.
So,
So what, dates for interviewing next week?
After Wednesday,
we're looking at,
After Wednesday, because Tuesday, according
yeah,
I don't even know if it's gonna work, cause, okay.
What's that?
Well, election is Tuesday, we have our public hearing Wednesday. We could do it after that.
Thursday or Friday.
Friday's Veterans Day, we're closed.
Yeah, it's a bad week next week.
Wednesday. Oh, yeah, I'm a week down already, okay.
We could do it after,
After long range planning and zoning on Wednesday?
because they ain't done at 4 o'clock or something.
Right.
Yeah, it's
So we
at
could,
4
we could
o'clock.
start like at 5.
Yes.
We could do 2 on a Wednesday and 2 on a Thursday.
Well,
Or 1 and 2, whatever works.
well, that
What-
Thursday is later on down on the agenda where I'm
Oh,
asking to
that's
be
right.
gone.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's right.
That's right, okay.
Well, do we want to just wait then until the week after, or do you want to do it later this week? This is Tuesday.
Well, how about,
We'd have to check to see where these people.
How about
Monday or Wednesday of
How about-
next week?
how about Monday and Wednesday?
That'll work.
Okay. Would it work for you, Paul?
And what,
Yes, that'll work.
what time did we usually start the interviews? I don't remember.
I think it was at 5 or 5:30.
Something like
Something like
that.
that, yeah.
That would be fine with me.
I mean, what did we allow a half hour, didn't we?
Right,
For
for
each
each
one?
interview, so, and maybe we get all 3 done on one night if it works out better.
There's 4.
Well, there's 3 that have the qualifications. We probably won't interview a 4th if they don't meet the qualifications.
Yeah, I
There'd be no
suppose it'd be
reason to.
redundant.
No. But for those 3 candidates, Monday or Wednesday, whatever works.
Okay. Starting at 5 or 5:30?
Could we start?
Or 6? 6, okay.
6 works for me.
And what day?
Could start.
You wanna get it over with like on a Monday? Is that enough time to notify?
Well, I'll call everybody tomorrow
Be
morning.
nice to give the people a couple options too, Monday or Wednesday. If we have to come in both nights, we come in both nights. If we get them all in one night, that'd be great, but.
Yeah, we can shoot for Monday, but.
We'll shoot for Monday.
But if we can't, we'll have to do some Wednesday then.
Correct. Okay.
Okay.
At 6.
Do we need a motion
To hold a special meeting?
to interview? Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's
That'd
gonna be
be-
an open meeting.
That's right, it is open, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll have to have a motion for both nights.
Make a motion, we have special meetings on Monday the 7th and Wednesday the 9th at 6 o'clock.
For interviewing.
Yeah. Support.
All in favor? Opposed, motion carried.
Now can I have a motion to extend the
The application.
For a week?
Make a motion to extend taking applications for the position of clerk one more week.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Is that it for your report, Clerk?
Yes.
Okay.
One question, did you ever find out anything about, as far as for that fencing around the pump houses and stuff?
I don't have quotes yet.
Okay.
That's in the works, though. It's in the works.
Okay.
Council addition to the agenda. Citizens forum. Doesn't look like she wants to talk to us. Consent agenda. Minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting of October 18th.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Claims?
I'll make a motion to accept the payment of $32,598.57.
Support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. We'll go to item D on our agendas now.
Item C, we don't have the,
We don't have the quote from him. He didn't sign off.
So
What a need, because
Yes. So the tourism guide is wondering if we'd like to advertise again. I don't think did we do this last year? Oh, it's been a couple of years.
It's been a little bit.
Yeah, we didn't do it last year. This is a guide that they put out
but
in
it's
different places.
we were talking about this too, 1/8 page for $500, and they really don't say nothing on it.
Well, no, if we were going to advertise in something like this, we'd have to change this up because that doesn't say anything that
No.
really.
Absolutely
What
not.
else did we advertise in?
We advertised in like the summer visitors guide in the spring,
Yeah.
and that was the
stuff.
campground, there was a campground one in the
So we
beach.
listed doing campground and beach and bike trail,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
so. if
And that
we do, can we-
was significantly cheaper.
That one we did a little differently too. We did have some items on there, but yeah, it'd be nice to review what we want to have for advertisement if these companies come at us that we know what we're going to say.
Yeah, I don't think this is worth the money.
No, I don't either. So are we going to,
How does everybody else feel?
That's a little pricey for a 1/8 page. I mean, to be honest.
they get it out to a lot of locations, but I really think if we're going to consider an ad, we want to have some time and work out something more than what they've got.
Do we need a motion not to accept it?
I was gonna say, I'll make a motion to have no discussion on this.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Yearbook. Mountain Iron Buhl. The yearbook is $60 per page for sponsorship.
I think we've done this every year, haven't we?
No,
Or we haven't?
we haven't done it.
Okay.
That's not saying we can't.
Yeah, that's right. It's, I don't know. Is this the first year they've asked us to do this?
Since I've been here.
Yeah, I don't recall us ever.
Oh, I thought I'd seen it before, but maybe not, I'm thinking of something else.
We've gotten, like the MIB Ace Club, the Quarterback Club, requests from them.
Okay.
And those usually go to BETA, and BETA does support those.
Right.
Maybe you want to throw this one in Vita's lap. No comment?
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
understand?
I would,
We'll take whatever they throw my way.
Should we send this over to BETA? We can take no action? All right.
Just need a motion.
take it over. I'll make that motion.
Support.
All in favor? Opposed, motion carried. All right, here we have the Wasabi Trail Bike Tour for 2017, already hard at work. And they want to know if they can use Stubler Beach on Saturday, August 5th.
But they're on the ball.
They sure are.
I'll make a motion that we allow the Mesaba Trail Bike Tour to use our beach for the said date.
Support.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Oh, our city clerk is requesting to close City Hall on Thursday, November 10th for the at noon. So it would just be for the afternoon.
Yes.
This is for a family situation, so.
Pretty tough when you only got one person in the office. They got something that comes up, well, hey.
Yeah, it'll be good to fill that position on one hand, on the other hand, we're saving a lot of money this way.
I'll make a motion to close City Hall on Thursday, November 10th at noon.
Support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
I'll make a motion, we close our regular meetings, so we can go into closed meeting session.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Meeting?
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. I have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. This meeting is adjourned.